health care for those who can buy the insurance and a very poor and second-rate system for those who can't afford the insurance. We don't want that system in Britain.
Many Britons were surprised to read a recent editorial in the American newspaper Investors Business Daily. The editorial stated, quote, "People such as scientist Stephen Hawking wouldn't have a chance in the UK, where the National Health Service would say the life of this brilliant man because of his physical handicaps is essentially worthless." Hawking was, in fact, born in Britain and has lived there his whole life. The paper was forced to run a correction. Hawking said, quote, "I wouldn't be here today if it were not for the NHS." Newly declassified memos reveal President Richard Nixon discussed with Brazil's president a cooperative effort to overthrow the governments of Salvador Allende in Chile and Fidel Castro of Cuba. At a meeting in the Oval Office on December 9, 1971, Nixon said he was willing to offer Brazil the assistance, monetary or otherwise, it might need to rid South America of leftist governments. Nixon said the U.S. and Brazil, quote, "must try and prevent new Allendes and Castros and try where possible to reverse these trends." 20 months later, on September 11, 1973, Allende was overthrown in a U.S.-backed coup led by General Augusto Pinochet. Allende died that day in the palace in Santiago. Demonstrators plan to gather at the University of California, Berkeley this afternoon to protest the return to campus of the former Justice Department Attorney John Yoo, who helped write key torture memos for the Bush administration. Critics of Yoo say he should be fired, disbarred, and prosecuted. And one of President Obama's top advisors, Valerie Jarrett, was hissed and heckled during a talk at Netroots Nation convention in Pittsburgh. The Huffington Post reports a protester in the audience screamed out a question about why the White House was trying to keep additional photographs of detainee abuse from becoming public. More shouts and protests followed after Jarrett defended Obama's decision not to release the photos. Another member of the audience shouted out a question about why the private security contractor Blackwater was still being paid for work overseas. And those are